Do what it do, what it do. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Happy Friday. This is the day that the Lord has made. We are rejoicing and we're glad in it. Today is Friday, August the 11th, 2023. You are watching the Ramonepreston Show. We are live today right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. For those of you that don't know, my name is Ramonepreston. I am the host of the Ramonepreston Show every Monday through Friday. We come here live, me and my squad, and we share information with you on a day-to-day basis to help you properly start, properly structure, and properly scale your business, maybe your ministry, your income streams, and your wealth building dreams. So a lot of the information that I share with you, it is definitely tailored for entrepreneurs. So if you're an entrepreneur, what I share with you on this show is extremely important, especially in today's marketplace. I'm actually going to be talking part 3 on this discussion we've been having for the last 2 days about must-haves for today's marketplace. So again, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a small business owner, if you are a W-2 employee with a side hustle, this is a very, very challenging time for you to not just have a business, but to actually succeed in that business. So it ain't nothing easy. It ain't nothing stress-free about starting and structuring and definitely scaling a business. So if you're an entrepreneur, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're coming on joining me live, would you please be so kind to hit that like button, hit that share button, and tag Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know that your boy, Ramonepreston, my squad, we are all live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. And this is the day that the Lord has made. We're rejoicing and we're glad in it. I hope you're having an amazing Friday so far. So please put in the comments what city you're watching me from. If you're a student, if you're a mentee in our educational or coaching program, please let me know by putting that in the comments. If you are a student inside of our Millionaire Blueprint for Business, if you're a student inside of one of our ministry training programs, let us know by putting it in the comments. If you are a mentee, that means you're a part of our 1-year Millionaire Mentorship coaching program. Let us know, let the world know by putting it in the comments. We're actually going to be sending an announcement out today after this show. I'm drafting the information now. We're going to be announcing that our Millionaire Mentorship program is changing. We're making some big changes to our program. So for all of you that have thought about joining our mentorship program, all of you that thought about being in our coaching program, being on our weekly coaching calls, coming to our workshops, excuse me, this is going to be the time for you to make a committed decision to join that Millionaire Mentorship program, because we're making some big changes. All right, we're going to be phasing out the way that program works within the next couple of days, weeks, and definitely within the next couple months. Our Millionaire Mentorship program is going to look totally different. It's going to be a big change, and it's not going to be as accessible as it has been for the last couple of years. So I'll talk about that at a different time. But today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you about something that we've had a discussion on the last couple of days. The must-haves for today's marketplace. So let me establish a solid foundation before we get into all the details. First of all, I want you to understand something. If you are a W-2 employee, if you're a W-2 employee, let me establish this real quick so you can understand what I'm saying. Because sometimes I gotta say things a couple times for you to understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. All right. So let me see if I can pull up a new screen. Let's see here. Let me clean my screen up. So if you are a W-2 employee, okay, that means you are part of the workforce. Oh, excuse me. Boy, this weather is acting up. You know when them sinuses start acting up, that weather is fishy. So if you're a W-2 employee, just to make sense of what I'm saying, if you're a W-2 employee, that means you're part of the workforce. Okay? You work 40 hours a week, you work part-time, you work from home, you work in person, whatever the role is that you have on a job. If you are an employee, if you work for a company, okay, whether you're W-2, sometimes you could be 1099. But if you work for a company, if somebody pays you by the hour or pays you a salary, that job that you have makes you a member of the workforce, okay? I just want to explain this. Now, if you are a business owner, if you're a business owner, that means nobody is paying you a check to work for them. That means you wake up every day and you run your own business. You can have a job, but whether you have a job or not, if you have a business and you're trying to sell products and services through your business, then that means you are a member of the marketplace. It's a little different. One of the biggest differences between an employee who is a part of the workforce and a business owner who's actually a part of the marketplace. I just want you to understand this before I give you all my perspectives on these must-haves. One of the biggest differences between an employee who's a part of the workforce and a business owner who's a part of the workplace is that the employee who's a part of the workforce is getting paid by the business owner who's a member of the marketplace. If you are a business owner and you're in the marketplace, you don't get paid like the employee does in the workforce. Because if an employee is in the workforce that works for you as a business owner, you got to go out there to the marketplace, make money so you can pay this employee their paycheck. Does that make sense? So I just want to make sure all of you understand like one of the fundamental differences between being an employee in the workforce and being a business owner in the marketplace. Because today I'm talking about must-haves for the marketplace. This is the third day in a row that I've talked about this because I don't think a lot of you that are entrepreneurs, even if you have a job, but I don't think a lot of you that are entrepreneurs that are doing this over here understand the difference. I don't think you understand the difference. Especially, a lot of entrepreneurs don't understand the difference, especially when the entrepreneur is working a job as an employee, but then when they off, they trying to run a business. But if you are a business owner, all right, you got your LLC, you got all your paperwork, and you got things that you're trying to sell to make money, whether you're doing that as a side hustle because you have a job or whether you're doing it full time, understand being a business owner makes you a member of the marketplace. It does not make you an employee and a member of the workforce. So there's a shift in your mindset that has to take place. There's a shift in your skill set that has to take place. You cannot wake up every day as this person thinking like this person. Because this person, even though this person is valuable, I have employees. Every business owner needs employees. But guess what? They don't have the responsibility to wake up and feel what you have the responsibility to wake up and feel, because you have to pay them whether you make money in the marketplace or not. Am I making sense? And so if you are the individual who doesn't understand the difference between workforce and marketplace, you're not going to pay attention to the things you must have in order to succeed and win over here. See, an employee who's a part of the workforce can succeed and can win whether entrepreneurs and business owners succeed and win or not. Why? Because the employee can do a good job. An employee can be an asset to the company. An employee can help make the business owner's business better. And as a result, the employee can continue to make money, have a stable income, and build a solid, stable life around that, okay? Because they may not want to deal with all the headaches and hiccups that come with being business owners in the marketplace. A business owner can't wake up with that security, because a business owner has to go into the marketplace and create that security, whether it's for them and or for employees. There are must-haves in the marketplace. I hope I'm making sense to all of you. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you're wanting to be an entrepreneur, if you have a desire to be an entrepreneur, these are some of the things that you just have to pay attention to, and you have to learn to wrap your mind around, and you got to develop the mindset and the skill set to get these things right, okay? So if you missed the show on Wednesday, if you missed the show on Thursday, we're here today. It's Friday, August the 11th, 2023. It's a little bit after 12 Eastern Standard Time here in Buckhead. Wherever you are, I want you to understand what are the things you must have in today's marketplace, all right? A lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of small business owners are going to accelerate their failure beyond the historical or statistical numbers. Like historically and statistically, there's a certain amount of businesses that fail every year anyway. Historically, statistically, there's a certain number of businesses that don't make money anyway. But when you look at the way today's marketplace is, when you look at how the marketplace for business ownership is changing because of inflation, because of interest rates, because of supply and demand issues, because of people in the workforce not wanting to work for business owners in the marketplace the way they used to, because they have options. When you think of the marketplace and how it's changing regarding artificial intelligence and automation and technology and platforms, and now you can outsource a lot of things to people who do business from other countries. When you start looking at the way the marketplace is being reset and reshaped, then that helps you to understand the must-haves in order for you to succeed. I'm trying to break this down as slow as I can so that you can see how important it is for you to not just have the right mindset, but for you to develop the right skill set. Now, again, if you watch me the last 2 days, you might be bored with some of the repeat that I'm giving you. But if you pay attention to me, there are some angles that I'm sharing with you to help you really position yourself so that within the next couple of years, you won't be on the decline. You won't be on the wrong side. You will be on the incline, the accelerated side, the right side, because you did the right thing. So as I mentioned Wednesday and yesterday, the 5 must-haves for today's marketplace are a holding company, meaning that you need to have the right structure. S to M, speed to market. You need to learn how to get quicker and get better with going to the marketplace and figuring out how to make money. S&M, which is sales and marketing. You got to get more skilled with your sales. You got to get more skilled with your marketing. You have to get better at communicating and creating stories and messages that resonate with your audience. 4, S&P, systems and processes. You have to become a real legitimate business owner. You can't keep bootstrapping and just thinking you're gonna wing your way to success. You got to get to a point to where you start working this thing out the right way with systems and processes. And number 5, creative tax strategies and financial strategies, meaning that you got to get better with money. You got to get more efficient, more effective. You got to get more intelligent, more financially literate. These are the must-haves in today's marketplace. Now, again, I gave you the difference between workforce, okay, and marketplace, just to make my point a little clearer. So if you are an employee in the workforce, these things may not mean anything to you because you might not even need them. Like if you work for somebody and you get paid a salary or you get paid by the hour and you are a member of the workforce, you might not even need a holding company or divisions and subsidiaries or some type of corporate structure. All you need is the time, the effort, the energy, the competence to fill out the application, to get hired, and to do your job every day, right? You might not need speed to market, meaning that you just need to show up when you're asked to show up. If your job has certain hours and you work 40 hours a week, you just need to show up those 40 hours a week and do your job. You don't need sales and marketing unless you're in a sales and marketing position on your job. Most employees don't have a responsibility for sales and marketing. Most employees don't know anything about sales and marketing. Systems and processes, unless that's a part of your job description, as an employee, that's not a responsibility for you. Creative tax strategies or financial strategies, of course, you can use them for yourself as an employee so you can create some type of financial freedom for yourself, but it's not like you need these. It's not like these are must-haves if you are a member of the workforce. But guess what? If you are if you are self-employed, if you're an independent contractor doing your own thing, if you're a freelancer, if you contract work, if you are a small business owner, you must have these things if you plan on succeeding and winning and maximizing your opportunities in today's marketplace. Maybe 10 years ago, these things wasn't as important, which they were. But what I'm saying to you is, if you are lacking in any of these things in 2023 and beyond in the marketplace as an entrepreneur, you are going to fail. It's just as simple as that. You ain't gonna win big. Because if you look at the failure rate of most businesses today, even without inflation, most businesses fail. Even without supply and demand issues, most businesses fail. Even without artificial intelligence and automation, most businesses fail. Even without having the ability to outsource a lot of the services that you need to other countries that you could pay pennies on the dollar for people to cold call and for virtual assistants. Like they have companies outside of the United States of America that you can buy and pay for these services for pennies on the dollar. So even without all those technological or automated advancements that we have in today's world, the average business fails without it. So now when you start adding artificial intelligence, when you start adding cryptocurrencies and these types of platforms, when you start adding the value of the dollar going down and the price of goods and services going up and interest rates are high and you can't get money and all these things, when you start adding all these different pieces of the puzzle to the to how the marketplace works, when you start adding all this, what happens to the marketplace? What happens to the marketplace? What do you think happens? I want you to put in the comments, what is your opinion? What is the thing that you think happens? Put it in the comments. Let me know. If the marketplace is the way it is, and you start adding inflation, you start adding artificial intelligence, cryptocurrencies, the ability to outsource to other countries, that you can get virtual assistants for pennies on the dollar, what do you think happens to the marketplace? I would love to know what your answer is on that. What do you think happens to the marketplace when you add all that stuff? And when I say the marketplace, I'm talking about, what do you think happens to how you see results when you show up on social media and you sharing your information about your business? When you start going to networking events, telling people about your business, when you start calling people and emailing people and asking them to buy your product and service, what do you think happens when this marketplace that you're participating in is full of all these different elements that give people who are considered consumers or customers and clients more ability to find products and services cheaper? What do you think happens to you in this marketplace? You know what happens to this marketplace? It becomes volatile. Look up that word. It becomes volatile. If you look up that word, it becomes challenging. It becomes more difficult. It becomes more grueling. It's harder for you to do business. All y'all that's watching me and listening to me right now, if you're an entrepreneur, you already know how hard it is for you to make money, for you to make a sale, for you to sell a product, for you to get a contract with a client. You already know how hard it is. And some of you are starting to feel it even more. Why are you feeling it? Why does it feel like you're not making as much money, or you're not getting as much attention, or people ain't calling you back like they used to? Because here's what happened to a lot of entrepreneurs. I saw it happen. What happened to a lot of entrepreneurs is, a lot of entrepreneurs after COVID, so we had COVID, let's say around March, the quarantine hit March 2020. And so that I think that set us at like a stall until June of 2020. I just want to show y'all how this works. So after about June, let's say from July 2020 all the way till like the beginning of 2022 maybe, or a little bit into 2022, let's just say July 2020 to July 2022. Let's just put that 2-year window. There was a window where a lot of entrepreneurs and small business owners who were in the marketplace, they had a false sense of success. People in the workforce, they had a false sense of security. But people in the marketplace probably had a false sense of security too, but they also had a false sense of success because of stimulus checks, because of SBA loans and PPP loans. And it just seemed like people were spending money. You know, there was a lot of money poured into the economy, and it just seemed like everything was good until it wasn't. And then the entrepreneur, the small business owner, somewhere around the middle, if not the end of 2022, maybe a little bit in the beginning, but let's just say for example purposes, let's say around August of 2022, just about a year ago, the small business owner who now didn't have the activity, the momentum, the customers, the clients, because everybody done spent all their money. Now they got to figure out what they finna do. Now that small business owner started feeling the pinch. Well, now you look a year later, it's August of 2023, and we got interest rates that are through the roof, inflation through the roof, the demand of goods and services is through the roof, meaning that the prices of goods and services are going up. Everything is way higher than you thought it was going to be, right? Jobs are stalled. People are quitting. People on strike. And then you got AI. It makes it easier for people to outsource resources and services, all of a sudden the marketplace is volatile. It's a lot going on, and it affects how you as a business owner make money. That's why I'm saying to you, there are things that you must have in today's marketplace. Because if you are an entrepreneur and you are in the middle of this type of shaky, flaky, iffy marketplace, you got to figure out creative ways to maximize your opportunities. You got to, otherwise you're going to be stuck. And I see this play out every day with small business owners who are still thinking in 2023 the same way they thought in 2020, or maybe the way they thought in 2010. You got to switch your game up, and you got to start developing the mindset and the skill set to see more opportunities, to maximize those opportunities when they show up. And so I think if you utilize concepts like the holding company, if you structure your business correctly, if you start thinking like a CEO, if you start thinking like an asset manager, if you start thinking like an expert, I think you give yourself a greater leverage and a greater advantage to get more results in your business. So that's why when I talk about the holding company, I'm not just talking about a legal entity that you want to set up that is hidden from society. Nobody knows about it, and you just trying to parlay it and use it like you're important. No, I'm talking about using a multi-entity concept to be able to layer the different advantages you are going to use when you go into the marketplace. So I have a holding company. Ramonepreston Enterprises is a holding company. I'm just giving you an example. So even though it is structured like a holding company, even though the primary purpose of Ramonepreston Enterprises, primary purpose is to hold assets. And even though it does hold and own assets, I still use it for marketing purposes to position myself as an expert in the marketplace. So if you were to reach out to me to do business with me, or if you were to go to my website, ramonepreston.com, what you're going to see is Ramonepreston Enterprises is marketed or positioned in the marketplace as a business consulting, coaching, and educational company. So you see how I took the concept of a holding company, utilized a core competency or an asset or strength that I have to be an expert in a certain space, and I positioned my business and myself to offer those services to people that find me in the marketplace. While I'm offering services as a consultant, a coach, and an educator through this business structure, I am also operating as a CEO who is forecasting into the future to find opportunities so that I can increase my profits. So that means I am becoming better at sales, better at marketing, better at being a brand ambassador, better at developing my brand so that I can get more attention, fill the top of my pipeline or my funnel in order to have more opportunities to do business with people, whether it's business with them as an expert in business or whether it's business in other areas. As a CEO, I can pivot outside of this role so that I can start marketing myself, branding myself, and building more momentum. While I'm doing that, because I have this type of concept that I'm using, guess what else I can do? I can operate as an asset manager. Why can I operate as an asset manager? Because remember, my main company is a holding company which holds assets, controls assets, essentially giving me the ability to be an asset manager. So now I, as an asset manager, while I'm an expert, while I'm consulting and coaching and educating people, while I'm selling and marketing and building a brand, I can simultaneously identify with things that are valuable to a business structure, whether it's trademarks, intellectual property, copyrights, other businesses, real estate. These are all assets that I can identify with and start accumulating and integrating into this whole business ecosystem that not only works for me, but gives me more freedom so that I can be more impactful as an expert, more impactful as a CEO. So I'm just talking about one of the must-haves. So it goes beyond starting a legal structure and calling it a holding company. So when I talk to people and they like, what do you mean by the holding company concept? I get so many people that go to my YouTube page, watch videos, and then I get one group of people that'll reach out to me and say, you're wrong. The holding company is not a concept. That's one group of people because they just don't know what I'm talking about. And then you get another group of people who say, okay, what you're saying makes sense, but what do you mean by the concept? Well, this is what I mean. I mean, you can set up a structure, a corporate structure in a way that gives you the freedom and the flexibility to do multiple things to A, create more value for yourself, build a brand, do business with people at a higher level, accumulate assets, increase your net worth, implement and execute certain strategies that maximizes everything you do. So the average business owner, they're going to the marketplace, and most likely they're going into the marketplace not being any one of these. They might go into the marketplace as a laborer, selling a product, providing a service. At best, they'll be a business operator. But most entrepreneurs and small business owners, they never get to a point to where they operating as a real CEO because they're not selling and marketing. They're not building a brand. They never become asset managers. They don't think like asset managers, and they never position themselves as experts to even put value to the thing that they're doing. All right. So if I'm talking like a foreign language to you, it's only because you don't understand the concept behind what I'm saying. And guess what? You're not the only person. There are many, many people that come into contact with me and they don't understand what I'm saying. They don't get it. So for all of you that are entrepreneurs, you're small business owners, hopefully you get what I'm saying, and hopefully you start prioritizing these things that we're calling must-haves, because you must have these things if you're going to, put yourself at play in today's marketplace. So I would love to get some feedback from all of you that are watching. If you do have a holding company, or if you're thinking about starting one, I would love to know. But that is just one of the 5 must-haves in today's marketplace. All right. So I tried to take a little time today to kind of go a little deeper into these. Speed to market, S2M. Speed to market is really about you learning to move quicker as an entrepreneur. Now, why? If you're a business owner and you have an idea to sell a product and a service, here's a question I want to ask you. Why don't you move quicker? Why don't you move quicker? Do you know why most entrepreneurs don't move on the ideas that they have? So let's just put this up here. Speed to market. Why? Why do you think the average entrepreneur takes forever to sell a product or to sell a service or to start marketing something? Why do you think that? Why do you think that? There could be many, many different reasons. Okay? It could be, I'm gonna go deep with it. It could be confidence. It could be a confidence issue. What do you mean by confidence? What I mean by that is the small business owner may not have confidence in themselves. They might not have confidence in their product or their service. They might not be confident in their ability to close deals or to communicate. Maybe they're camera shy. It could be so many different things. I don't want to get to the sales and marketing part. I just want to stick to why don't most entrepreneurs go to the marketplace when they have an idea? So let's think about the idea you got for a business. Let's think about the thing that you feel like could be powerful and it could be worth people buying. Why don't you take that to the marketplace? Why don't you ask people to buy it? Why don't you build a campaign around it? A lot of times it's because of confidence. You either lack confidence in the product or service because you don't know if it works, you don't know if it's good enough, or you lack confidence in your ability to actually get people to buy it. Which means if you lack confidence in any of those, that means you have not put the work in to study, to educate, to train, to get better at it. Another reason is, I'm going to tie this word to confidence. Competence. You might not be competent. That means you're not good enough or the product is not good enough. And I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way. I'm just a realistic person because everything I'm telling you, I've experienced. There was a time, and I still struggle with that sometimes, but there was a time I didn't have confidence in what I thought I could sell. I didn't have the competence. So a lot of my confidence was tied to my competence, meaning that I didn't know enough about certain things and I wasn't good enough. I didn't have enough reps. I didn't have enough experience. I didn't have enough success. So it was hard for me to talk about certain things and share certain things with certain people. So that affects my sales and marketing. This is why a lot of people don't go to the market quick. Maybe the reason why a lot of entrepreneurs and small business owners don't execute speed to market to go make money is because they tried it before and failed, and now they got a bad taste in their mouth. They have limited beliefs. So beliefs, that could be a reason. Experiences in the past can be a reason. And again, if you're not able to take an idea that you come up with, make it a product or a service, and go ask somebody to buy it, if you cannot do that quick, you need to dig deep within yourself to figure out where's my hindrance, where's my barrier. Is it my confidence? Is it the product and service I'm just not comfortable with? This is one of the reasons why having a coach and a mentor and being around people who are already doing it is important, because it gives you that boost of confidence. It gives you that moral support and that strength to know, wow, there are certain things I can do. Like I'm going through this right now, even when it comes to our new real estate investment company. So today is August the 11th. We launched a new company 11 days ago officially on the 1st of August. RP Capital. This is a real estate investment and asset management company, right? Okay. As of now, we don't have any contracts. We had one that we was trying to lock in. We were looking at putting another offer in, but we don't have any real estate that we currently own or assets under our management right now. I mean, it's only 11 days. I'm acting like it's been 11 months, but for me, I have the confidence and I feel like I got the competence and the belief that I should already have a contract. I should be ready to close. I was expecting to be closing a deal next week this time. You get what I'm saying? But here's the thing. Even though I'm only 11 days in, even though I came into this business after about 1.5 years of my wife and I preparing our money, our resources, our infrastructure, our team, and everything else, there was still some areas I lacked confidence and competence in when it comes to investing in real estate with my own money and managing assets, not just managing a property, but managing assets, okay? So what did I have to do? I had to, number one, lean on my mentor and my mentor's community, because one of my main mentors is in real estate. They're in it in the billions. Okay, so I had to lean on that. So I had to go back through the courses and the education that I already got from him. I had to schedule a few events that I need to go to and sit down, some of which I already been through like 2 or 3 times, but I need that confidence boost. What else did I do? I reached out to a couple of my lawyer friends that I know are heavily in the business, heavily invested, working with heavy hitters, scheduled appointments with them, sat down with them, shared with them what my apprehensions were, what my anxieties were, what my uncertainties and fears were, and they 2 of them, they both just literally obliterated all that stuff I was dealing with in my head. Like, no, Ramon, we got this, we got that. All you need to do is do this. And once you do that, send everything over to us. We got the rest. I'm like, thank you, God. So you get what I'm saying? I'm just showing you how if there's something or things that are affecting your speed to market, you got to start deploying the education, the coaching, the mentorship, the resources to eliminate that, if you're committed to be successful in the marketplace. If you're not and you're okay using these lame excuses, then guess what? Use the lame excuses. But don't be upset when you look back 3 years from now and a whole lot of people you saw who was, like grinding and hustling, they millionaires and multimillionaires and billionaires, and you sitting back still struggling thinking, man, I wish I would have. Come on, man. You got to do better than that. All right? So I hope that makes sense. All right, let's go to the next one. Sales and marketing. I said this for the past 2 days. I'm going to say it again. S&M. Sales and marketing are must-haves in today's marketplace. They're must-haves. And I hate to, and maybe you can prove me wrong. Maybe what I'm getting ready to say, you could prove me wrong on this, but I'm gonna wait for you to prove me wrong. And I hope you do prove me wrong. But let me say this. If you are a small business owner, a solopreneur, and you're not able to market yourself the way you want to because you might work a job, you might be preoccupied, you just got a lot going on and you can't do it all by yourself. Let's say you can't make cold calls, you can't follow up with people, you can't send emails. Let's just say for some reason you raising kids, you helping your parents, you got nieces and nephews you supporting, you work a full-time job and a half to pay the bills because you're the breadwinner, whatever the situation is. Let's just say worst case scenario, you just do not have the time to wake up every day and market your business and sell products and services and go through cold calls, landing pages and all that. Then guess what? What you need to do is you need to find someone who could work with you either as a virtual assistant so that while you're working on your job, you can pay somebody for maybe 20 hours a week to do some of this legwork. So when you get off, you might have appointments set up. So I'm not discouraging you from having virtual assistants and using, these automated systems. I'm just saying you just shouldn't totally depend on that without being willing to do some of the work up front, especially when you don't have the money to pay somebody. So you might not have the money to pay for a physical office. You might not have the money to pay for a real physical in-person assistant or salesperson or lead, cold caller, whatever, or content creator. But if you don't have the money, find the virtual assistants or the virtual companies that can help you because you're just one of the 3,000 people that they're doing A, B, C, D. They just have templates. They just push it to your website. They give you a link and you just use that to automate it. But you can't do nothing. You got to do something if you understand what I mean. Now, if you do have a little bit of the time and the resources, what I'm saying to you is you definitely have to get in control of a CRM. You definitely need a script. You definitely need to create a sales process. You definitely need a content calendar. You got to do this, and you got to start crafting messages and strategic campaigns that could get you more attention so that you can make more conversions. You have to do that. And again, you can hire virtual assistants in the beginning if you're working and you can afford it. If you can't do that, even if you can do it, you still have to get in front of, okay, let me find a CRM that I can use. Because if you got virtual assistants or people from, other platforms that you outsource it to from other countries, if they giving you leads and giving you information, where are you going to put that information? You get what I'm saying? Where are you going to put that information? You got to put that information in some type of platform. All right. And then we got systems and processes, and we have creative tax and financial strategy. So this is the third day that I've taken about 45 minutes to really try to deep dive into these must-haves for today's marketplace. If you're an entrepreneur and if what I'm saying to you is resonating enough for you to know that you got to make a move, you got to do something. If you don't have this information, if you don't have the resources and support, and you just have questions, but you're trying to figure out what direction you need to go, just reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to answer any question you may have. All you need to do is reach out to me. The best way is to text, okay? If you text, because we use these texts to gauge who actually watched the show and where are people responding from. So if you text the word that I want you to become, millionaire, to this number, 678-276-8253, I would be more than happy to answer any question that you have about holding companies, anything we just talked about for the last 3 days. Holding companies, speed to market. How do you work on that confidence and competence to get better in your mindset and your skill set? You might have questions on sales and marketing. Where do I get a CRM from? Where do I get a script? Where do I start with my marketing? What type of sales process should I be using? We have all these resources, okay? You might have questions on systems and processes. Where do I start with a system and process? What does that look like for my sales, my marketing, my financials, my administration, my operations? Maybe you have questions on creative tax or financial strategies. How do I implement that from my job and with my business? We got resources, we got courses, we got mentorship, and guess what? We got plenty answers for you, even if you don't buy nothing. I'm saying to you on this video, and you can let my team know if they reach back out to you when you text Millionaire to this number that, hey, he told me to text. I have a couple questions. I just want to get some answers. All right? Feel free to text Millionaire to 678-276-8253. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for joining the show today. Thank you for being a part of our community. I appreciate you for always giving me some time to give you a little game. All right? I'll be back here Monday. Same place, same time, 12 o'clock noon Eastern, right here on the Ramonepreston Show. Have an amazing rest of the day, Friday, and have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you back here Monday.